Let's learn how to do this carousel. This is perfect for Facebook advertising, Instagram, all that goes together. Okay, so you're going to click on Create Design. And here is the magic here. You want your height. You want to make sure you're in pixels, so px. Your height, you want the height to be 1350. Now the width is what we're going to, you need to figure out how many images you want. I like doing 7. So I like, you can do as little as 3, you can do 4, 5, 6, or 7. But the way to figure this out is you want to do, if you're going to do 3, then times 3 by 1080. 1080 is your magic number. So if you wanted to do 3 pictures in this carousel, you need to do 3 times 1080, which comes out to 3,240 and so forth. 4 would be 4,320. 5 would be 5,400. 7, which I'm going to do on this one right here, would come out to 7,560. So let's do that. Create new design. Now here's your next step is what you want to do is you want to have some guidelines to know exactly where your pictures are going to divide. So once my slow internet loads, we're going to click on File and go to Settings, then Add Guides. And here we want to do Custom. Click on 7. You don't want any gaps, so click on 0. And then we're going to do Add Guides. And see, there we have it. All right, next what you want to do, I like to do a universal element across it. So for this example, let's do gradient background. Guys, I can't spell today. And let's just click on this first one. So what you're going to do is you're going to drag it over here. And you see how it just dropped it. And so it's going to get lighter to darker. Now you could reverse that if you want. This is whatever design you want, okay? I suggest doing a background. It just flows a little bit better. Your preferred taste though, whatever you want. All right, so we're going to build a bounce house advertisement one. So I've already got some images in here that are already isolated. And by isolated, I mean they have the background removed and they've already been highlighted. Okay, so if you need to do this, let's say your picture has a background, what you're going to do is you're going to click on BG Remover, and then that's going to hopefully take out your background perfect. If it didn't, you can go in and edit. Matter of fact, I'll show you that here real quick. You can go on edit. If it didn't erase it perfectly, which this one is erased perfectly, go click on this BG Remover, and then you can actually go in and doctor this thing up. So you'll see, I never keep any of the anchor points on my pictures when I'm editing this stuff because I want it to look good. Now here's the other catch. Yours will not have this white background, or the outline rather. To get that, go into shadows, click on outline, and you see how it clicked that black. Then you're going to move it up to white. But like you've seen, what I've done is I went ahead and saved this without the background and with the white outline, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it some depth. So instead of the outline, click on that page lift. We're going to change that to a black. So we're almost adding a shadow. Now you see how that shadow looks unnatural? We're going to take the curve out of it. So remove it all the way to 0, and we're going to intensify it a little bit. You just see how that adds some depth. Just makes it stand out a little bit. Now here's the other thing. You got a picture on this. When somebody is looking at the carousel, I don't want them to look at the pool in that right there. So what I'm going to go in and do is flip horizontal. So now the first thing people are going to see is the bounce house. And then as they scroll through this from the first to the second picture, they are going to basically it flows naturally. Now let's go to elements And let's add excited girl. And I like real photos on here. So let's add in here kid because I don't want adults on here. So check these out. So now you want to find something like this is a good looking picture of this little girl. Let's do BG remover, take out the background, and let's add her over here. We're gonna move this around just a little bit. We might bring her up into here. Now it's just whatever looks good, okay? Now what you could do also, let's see how this looks. Well, let's add a white background. So go to shadows, add outline. I never like the black on the outline. I always like white most times. And that just kind of stands out a little bit better. See how much better that looks? So let's keep her here. This line right there, of course, that marks your separation of your next picture. So this would be your picture here. So that's going to hopefully, we're targeting parents. So a parent sees a bounce house and an excited little kid. It's going to put that image in her head, in the parents' heads rather. All right, so let's go to our next one. So for the next, what would be a cool, um, let's get a boys one in here. So now that somebody's already engaging with your carousel, in my opinion, it's okay to let it flow to a different one. So let's go up, let's get an excited kid, boy, dinosaur. Let's just put that in, see what comes up. Yeah, I don't want somebody in an outfit, but here's another trick with graphic design is you see how there's a lot of green in this? If you could find somebody with some green in their response, that'd be a cool one. So let's do BG remover. We're going to do uniformity, so let's add a outline to it. This one right here, let's kind of put them right there. Now, next, let's look for our logo. So go ahead and find your logo. I love to already have mine set up to where I don't have to take the image out, or the background rather. But let's slap our logo in here just a little bit. And I want it to stand out a little bit. So let's stay with that white shadow outline theme. Now you see how that size is a little heavy? And I didn't get it quite white. Now what you can do on here is if you want to get a little depth, go to position, move it backwards. See how that just kind of creates a little, added flavor to it. Um, so what we need to do, I actually need to copy that logo. So go on layers, let's copy that real quick, and then I'm gonna paste it into here. That. All right, let's go on here and paste it. Okay, then let's drag it over to here. Let's do the same thing. Let's add it to the back. I'm gonna bring it up a little bit. I'm gonna bring this one up to match it now that I have to raise that one up. Now you see on our pink and purple bounce house, I covered up our little girl. We don't want to do that. See, that fixed it right there. Or you can click on her individually. Actually, that's because I duplicated my bounce house. This is all about trial and error. Okay, I'm actually making this up for one of my social media clients. So let's continue the theme with one of theirs. So now you can isolate it down to where it is just one picture. So let's continue. This is a cool looking one. And this is one of their newer units. Now I need to crop this out because I don't need that front. Let's see what that looks like if we flip it. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Now here's what we're going to do. We've got to add the shadow. I want that depth, that page lift. Let's take the curve out. Let's increase the intensity. And I need to do it to this one also. Page lift, take the curve out, increase the intensity. Same thing here. Page lift, take the curve out. What you want to do to one, you want to do it on all a lot of times. All right. Let's increase that unit a little bit rather, make a little bit more. All right, right here, guys. Let's see what we can find as far as um, kid firefighter. That might be a little too hokey right there. What about this right here? Uh, that one's got some firefighters. Here, let me show you a little trick here. Let's see if we can grab this. So let's go ahead and remove the image. And then I'm going to see if I can grab this little girl who is in that firefighter costume. So you're going to go to Edit, click on Magic Grab. Now here's a disclaimer, guys. You are going to have the pro account with Canva, but I think it's 20 bucks a month, and it's less than that if you will pay it for a full year in subscription. All right, so you see how it highlighted her? A lot of times it will pick the unit up perfectly. So we're going to grab that. That'll take a couple seconds, guys. All right, now let's move her. We're going to erase that other part. Trying to keep her about the same size as this other kid there. Now you see how see how he's real bright and this is a little bit more grainy? Let's see if we can slap a filter on that and make her a little bit brighter. Sometimes this will work, sometimes it won't. That looks a little bit closer. I like that right there. So you just pick whatever one that you think is going to look best. Let's put an outline on her. Let's move it to white. Like the depth of it. And another thing we need is we need our logo. So I'm gonna go copy that. And let's slap that logo over here. Um, it'll be a little bit off from the position, but by that time, nobody's gonna be seeing it together. So let's move it down. You see how we're gonna drop it back behind her. So we're still creating some uniformity. And then one thing you should know is that a lot of times Facebook, when you're doing the ads for this, they're automatically going to put you a last picture with just your logo for branding. So don't feel like it's necessary to go in there and do do something like that. Now you can kind of play with it, adjust it accordingly to whatever you're feeling is right. I don't like this single one. So let's kind of adjust that. Let's add one more excited kid. Here, let's see, we've got two girls and a boy. Let's see if we can go with another boy. That's a cool looking picture right there. Let's do BG remover, background remover. Let's highlight them. Let's put him in a white outline. I don't want to split him up on a picture. So let's see if we can kind of adjust this, guys. We are kind of sharing this, so I'm not really crazy about it, but we can live with that just for a fast one. So now what you're going to do, your next step is you're going to go to share. You're going to go download. You want to do PNG. You're going to let that download. While that is downloading, let's go to another website. You're going to Google carousel image splitter and look for My Social Boutique. Click on that one. We're going to do upload an image. All right, now take that image that you just downloaded, go to select your columns. So we're going to do 7. So obviously, guys, if you would have just done, 5, that's what you're going to do. Now go to carousel and we're going to do split image. Give it just a second. And then we're going to download each individual one. All right, guys, so here's what it's going to kind of look like. This is a different version of one. But you can see like this one right here, I put in the brand name for this client, and then I put in what each unit was. And then you can just kind of see as the customer clicks on it, how it flows. You can see they do jelly ball. So this next picture, we have them kind of shooting back at the other one. And then just showing the other brands that they do also, but just grabs attention. But you can see this is what Facebook adds in at the very end because I'm directing them back to the client's websites.